Hey everyone, welcome to the Portalcast, a podcast that focuses on Portal, our favorite addition to the Battlefield franchise. My name is Mancour and I'll be your host for this fourth episode, which is also the first episode after the release of BF6 last Friday. The new Portal Builder website launched a day earlier on Thursday alongside the SDK, the software development kit for the spatial editing in Godot. So we've all had a very long weekend to play around with Portal, and we are here to give you our first impressions. And with we, I mean TheOzzy, of course. How are you?
Welcome, doing good. Thanks for having
Been
me again.
glued to your seat all weekend?
I tried my very best, but yeah, life came in, so I had to step away quite a few times. So not that into it as I wanted to, but doing my best.
Family comes first. How about you, Andy? You got a lot of screen time behind that big TV monitor of yours?
Yeah. Pretty much every waking moment I possibly can, playing around with the editor, learning what we can and cannot do. But yeah, enjoying it so far.
Yeah, you just said you actually took a few days of work to focus on Portal.
Yeah, taking today and tomorrow off, so it's a nice long extended weekend to get familiarise myself with it, see what we can do.
All right, good on you. We also have Pete, aka BattlefieldDad, staying up late, Pete, last night. Did the kids get proper lessons today?
That's a good
I'm
question. I
calling
guess
you
you'd
out,
have to ask
man.
them. I guess you'd have to ask them. Was I an effective teacher today? I'm not sure. Yes, I'm sure they. I'm sure they did okay. I'm always full of life. Ask me tomorrow.
Fair enough. Well, it's good to have you all here, and tonight we'll be talking a bit about what we like so far about Portal, what we think could be better, and some crazy stuff we've seen already. I wanted to kick it off with you, Ozzy. How's it going so far with Portal for you?
I mean, the best thing, I guess, is that we now got scripting. The not so good thing is that we have a bit of a lack of explanation for it. But yeah, that makes the whole fun, I guess. Someone who's interested in doing this scripting stuff or fiddling around with Portal and programming their own game modes, everything is like a riddle. So you got to solve the problems and you basically have fun by doing so. And therefore, yeah, it's still fun to get behind all the tricks and things we can do. So yeah, try myself to get into the TypeScript possibilities that we have got.
Do you have any experience with that at all? TypeScripting?
Not TypeScript in particular, but I think it's easy to get around it and also way more handy than doing the blocks. Although right now, when I was trying to get my first experiences done, I was getting things easier to do with the blocks still, but I heavily want to get to the scripting as I feel, yeah, better, more comfortable with it. But it's not doing what I want to, whereas the blocks do. So I still need to learn a bit, I guess.
Yeah, it appears to me as well that not everything is still working on the back end of Portal at the moment. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of figuring stuff out as well. Uh, did you find that as well, Pete? That not everything is going as planned?
Well, see, here's the problem. This is where it's been as I've just been saying. It's been a frustrating weekend this weekend because you think something's going to work and then it doesn't work, and then you've got that cycle of boot up, check, come back around again, make your alterations. And I was and still am very, very excited about the scripting. I think ultimately, I think that's going to speed the whole process up. I think it's going to be a lot faster. It's going to make it easier for us to share these experiences as well, because we're just sharing text. Ultimately, if we want to do it that way, it's going to be a lot easier. But like you said, TheOzzy, it's just I know what I've done this weekend. I could have done faster in blocks. But that shouldn't be the case, and I think it's really just that learning curve. I think it's just there's a whole load of commands that you just instinctively know where to go to on the blocks, but to remember that command just off the top of your head, that can be quite difficult. And maybe now's the time to mention, but of course the fact that we can't, there's no debugging, which is just it's driving me absolutely nuts this weekend, because just figuring out why something didn't work has been a nightmare. But like, I enjoy it. It was really hurting me this weekend. It was a real puzzle this weekend. But I wouldn't have stopped up until late last night and done all these hours if I wasn't enjoying myself. So it'll come through in the end.
Yeah. So it sounds like Portal has been a cruel mistress sometimes with ups and downs.
Yeah.
Is that the case for you as well, Andy?
I bet definitely a lot of learning to be done, and I'm quite familiar with the blocks with 2042. So if you've got knowledge on that, it comes across hand in hand. A lot of the blocks are very familiar in behaviour, which is great. So I've been really just sticking to the blocks on my part, which has been a bit more of a simpler process. I think a lot of the learnings coming in at the moment has been how to integrate Godot into our mode. So from the likes of being able to just edit a map or try and create a map on top of one, getting objectives then in place, and then learning how that works with like the blocking or the scripting to then enable it to work in the game. So there is a lot of
communication
learning
between those two parts work exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's working. It goes back to what Ozzy was saying about the lack of documentation that's provided at launch. So a lot of it, the time's been spent trying to figure out how do these work and how do they integrate with one another. So far, we've been making good progress, especially I think with the lack of information that we've got, but we're getting there.
Well, I'm new to all this in regards to these amounts of mod options available for a game at launch. I've never been into Halo 4 or other modding scenes. Do you guys know if this lack of documentation is normal for these kind of launches? Is this something that we're just going to have to accept? Well, of course we have to, but is it normal?
Maybe I would jump in on this, because I think one thing we really need to mention is that the BFPortal.gg community, and especially on the Discord server, exploded with the release of Battlefield 6, and so there's a lot of interest in Battlefield Portal, and there are so many knowledgeable people joining the Discord and helping each other out. And it's amazing. I can't keep up with all the things being written in there myself, and probably there are a lot of solutions already out there I'm not aware of. But yeah, the beefportal.gg Discord is currently the place to be, I guess, if you want to get to know something. And yeah, so therefore it's really a community effort to get everything going and to fill in those black holes regarding the documentation. And people are already starting to document what they know or what they have found out and stuff like this. So
yeah, it's been great seeing the community step up in this part. The main lobby in our Discord has been live for almost 100 hours straight at this point, so people are constantly sharing. I'm seeing tutorials pop up, maps being made, code being shared, and yeah, I just love being a part of this. I must say that you can only make a first impression once, and this time around it's been, well, not terrible, but not the best one for new creators and non-scripters. The barrier for entry has gotten way higher, I think, instead of lower for this version of Portal. You think anyone agrees on that?
I was going to say, I think that is one of the worries, isn't it? Because we've really taken away, or they've taken away, that scaffolding that you got in the first version. So you're either using the kind of mutators and your bog standard mods, or you're really you're on your own with the scripting and very little to support that. You've got a blank map, and that's what you're playing with. Now, I mean, that's where the creativity comes from. That's where the power comes from. We've got all that. And also, they have provided those base modes. So we've got, with the SDK, we've got the exfil mode and the what were the other two modes? It goes past me. The plane racing mode. You'd have to tell me. I've been too deep in it. But what came with those was the scenes themselves that they've developed. So we can have a look at that. If there's something we're not quite sure how they've done it, maybe we can have a look at that and see how that works. And also the scripts which I have to say for me have just been a massive help. Because when I've not been sure about how something works, I can have a quick look at that. And it's interesting, actually, looking at that, the creative ways that they're using TypeScript, some of the things that they're putting in there. I will say we couldn't do that stuff in blocks. But then I will say that's another step up on that learning curve. And I think we get to a point, actually, to be fair, where it starts to get a bit niche. Where really people you're going to have your power users at the top who are going to create these amazing things and maybe build templates for others to build off. And I think they've been quite clever about having those base modes where you don't have to enter into the blocks and loads of mutators available to make maybe not the mode that you really want, but something pretty damn good just from flicking a few switches. But it's hard. This weekend's been tough. Documentation would have helped.
Definitely. And what you said, that there are no templates right now, that really surprised me. In 2042, we could click on custom conquest, TDM, free for all sorts of modes, and the rule sets and the spawn points and the map borders, edges of those maps would be implemented for us. But now we have to build everything from the ground up. And well, yes, these templates will come soon from the community, but I think it really turns away a lot of entry-level creators who are flooding our Discord right now or looking for something to do with Portal.
I think many of us are close to having some templates ready because, I mean, that's part of the whole process. Go with something familiar that people are going to make use of. Because I think, Andy, have you been working on Conquest, did we say?
Yeah, I've just been working on custom conquest, and I think you've been doing domination.
Yeah. And those templates should be, with a little bit of guidance, relatively easy to use for whatever you want. I mean, there's going to be some knowledge needed if you're going to build that out. But as a template, it'd be a really good starting point, and I'm sure yours will be the same. So, and I think that those things are going to come out of the community. I think we're going to see lots of those. I think, or at least I hope.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, send them all my way. I need to learn from you guys to dumb it down for me. So I'm ready to learn. Or like Gala said, not to dumb it down for me, but you're all going to make me smarter. That feels better.
Yeah, that's good.
We also saw that you've been having a lot of fun, Pete, with the UI options.
Yes.
You must know what I'm referring to.
I do. My little Space Invaders.
Oh man, that blew my little mind.
See, I was talking about that. It was really just started off. Obviously, I teach, and we do these little games in class, and I just, as soon as I saw how it worked, the interface, and anybody who's familiar with kind of these interface builders will be broadly familiar with how that works. Immediately I thought, well, okay, we can do something with this. And I thought, well, why not do Space Invaders? I mean, it's not really Space Invaders. It would need a bit of building out, and it was more of a proof of concept. It's really just to say, look at these new tools that we've got. What can I do really very quickly that demonstrates the ability of this interface? Because I mean, we could have levels and all kinds of stuff, but it doesn't really matter. The fact is that can be done. If we can do that, we can do a whole load of other things. The only problem that I find with the user interface, what I've been finding, is probably not enough time really to go into this, is that, again, it's that how does everything connect together? Because strangely, some things don't work in combination that you would expect to, and there's no guidance as to what those combinations are. The only time you know they don't work together is if you try it and then it just doesn't work, and there's no feedback to say that's why it works. So it's really incremental steps.
Trial and error help.
Yeah, and clearly with the process that we've got with no errors and having to reboot the server every time, that takes some time. But once you've got through it, that's okay. The other thing about the user interface, it's super powerful and it's great. But some of the commands, I don't know, they've got like 17 parameters or something like that. And if you're doing it in TypeScript, brilliant that they're giving us the documentation by the reference, so you can have a look. But if you're in the TypeScript, it will just say arg1 vector, arg2 vector, and what is the vector for? Is it for a color? Is it for a position? Is it for whatever? So I found myself weirdly having the blocks open on the left-hand side while I'm typing the TypeScript on the right, so I know what the arguments are because you can get it from the help on the blocks. I mean, ultimately, it'll come out. I was thinking things like templates for even those commands. Just have a template. You want to create some user interface, have templates. But yeah, it's been fun, and that user interface is going to be brilliant. We are going to see some amazing things, I think, eventually from that. We mentioned in our one of our very early podcasts, puzzles, right? So
definitely.
I don't know, unlock this or whatever it is, and it's just
if you have a sort of an Among Us style game, a trader mechanic game, TTT. And you have to do all sorts of mini games to disarm bombs or open doors or whatever. And each time it pops open a menu, and you have to do a little block puzzle, or you have to do a little numerical puzzle, or play Space Invaders and win. Man, it's gonna be awesome.
I had a crazy idea to make Space Invaders out of AI in the world, which I'm not going to do it. I don't have time. But that's 3D Space Invaders, AI, like that. It could be done.
Free game mode ID for all y'all. So hop on that. One thing I must say though, just getting back to the trial and error loop that we're all in. Just a little thing, but spinning up and shutting down that server, and especially hosting locally, that saves a lot of time. It goes a lot faster than in 2042. In 2042, we even had that 15-20 second countdown timer each time you wanted to start a server. Oh, I'm so glad that's gone.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the error that said there was no more servers left, or you were already got a server running when you didn't.
Yeah. So this seems to be the case already. So Portal servers are all over the place, and the capacity of the Battlefield team seems to be reached in terms of servers or hosting capabilities. So host locally actually saves you for testing. So maybe also just a wake-up call to all the others trying to test their game modes. Please don't host them directly. Host them locally if possible. That should save you some time and others the hosting spaces for those who want to really share their experiences and play them with others.
Great public service announcement from TheOzzy. So please do. Please do.
I mean, I was going to say, I did notice that if you host online, you get the admin tools, and if you host locally, you don't. So that debug log isn't available when you host online, but it doesn't matter anyway because it's not working at the moment. So
no.
it's just quicker.
Another thing I was curious about, and something that we've been excited about, is the ability to set all sorts of options for AI. Has anyone been messing with AI already?
Can't get them working my end, so I don't think I can answer. No, I can't get them to go to set locations or anything. Don't know if it's something I've still to discover, but they won't listen to me.
I saw the nice zombie mode showcase already. So yeah, we're talking day 2 or 3 basically of after the release, and people have come up with lots of very nice game modes already, and especially one with zombies. And yeah, you want some zombies to go towards the players, and we are even able to modify the speed a soldier can walk. And so I read that the guy actually made some charging zombies which will charge at you and stuff like this, and this seemed to work. So but just from hearing, possibilities are there, and maybe we just need to figure out when it works and when not and how to do it.
Yeah, I think with the AI, there's so many things you could be concentrating on. Do you concentrate on UI? Do you concentrate on objectives? Godot, AI? There are so many things, and we're only a couple of days in, and
variables.
Yeah, it's just so what do we choose to concentrate on? And I think we go for, at the moment, going for the maximum utility to people that are using the tools. What can we provide, or what can we look at that people are going to get the maximum use out of? And I think there is some room there for AI. But I think a lot of people, for me, what I wanted with the spatial editor was I want to play on a map, but I want to move the objectives around. Or I want to have I want to have more objectives or whatever. So it's really these base modes that I've been concentrating on. But with the AI, they don't seem to behave the way that you'd expect them to do. But I think it's got something to do with the objectives. They don't seem to see them. I don't know. But maybe that's somewhere there's a line of code somewhere that we're just missing. So if anybody knows what that is after you watch this, let me know.
Yeah, we'll probably look back in a week or so, or maybe longer, on these early days as figuring a whole lot of stuff out. And well, I'm certainly looking forward to the day that a lot of templates and basic stuff will be figured out, so we can really play around with a lot of game modes. A lot of stuff is already possible. We've seen your great fun UI Space Invaders thing. Space Invaders thing, I'm just going to call it that.
Space Invaders thing.
Yeah, sure. It's TM. Is there any other crazy stuff you guys seen already that you're excited about? Andy, how about you?
There's been a few things. I know Ozzy's mentioned about the zombie modes, which I've been watching that as well. It's even what people are doing with the likes of the maps. You've got people like Mata going around making like Call of Duty remakes of certain maps. There was someone in the chat earlier, I think it was Alex, was making like castles out of like stone blocks as such. So really taking it to the extreme. It's amazing what people are coming up with. I think there was even the suggestion of turning that into like a medieval mode with everyone with sledgehammers attacking the castle. So it's unbelievable what people are coming up with.
Oh, that medieval sledgehammer. My history teacher heart bleeds. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Been keeping an eye on that zombie mode as well. For instance, with interacting to remove a part of the wall, so you can open up a part of the building. The mystery box that's was working this afternoon, I believe. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff that we can pluck from there and use in other modes. Awesome. How about you, Ozzy? Any crazy stuff you've seen so far that you're excited about?
I mean, nothing is crazy anymore with these tools. It's everything's possible, and that is what is crazy, I think. So the things as such it's hard to mention or to think of what actually is interesting. But I think one thing that is already shared quite a lot is fortification building system, like we had in Battlefield 5, I guess, where where you can place sandbags or build them up. So things like this in combination with the UI possibilities open up a lot, and that's I'm looking forward to everything, while I'm thinking more in the direction, okay, let's get the entry barriers low, and currently working on a basic TDM script which one can share or apply, so that people can go just hosting TDM servers, for example, to lower that mentioned entry barrier. So that's what I'm currently looking for, doing or working on. Feel free to jump in, as I'm lacking the time to fully do it, but just
there's a
join
call
the
to action as well.
I mean, there are so many knowledgeable people, as I said. It's amazing, and the help.
Anything
and,
particular about anything particular about building TDM that needs some work at the moment?
I guess the hardest part is getting spawn points working. I think that's the usual complaint which you see by streamers or whatsoever. Oh, I'm spawning at this position, dice please. I don't know. These comments you often hear, and when developing it yourself, you get sweating, because how to do it properly, how to make everybody happy with their spawn point, I guess it's impossible in the end. But that's something what will be the biggest challenge. But right now, I was hold back by just getting the scoreboard properly working. So I got it working during game, but not during initialization. So also there, figuring out the scripting to get it going, but shouldn't be long to go when the template releases. So keep an eye out for this. Maybe also we'll share some video on this.
Looking forward to that. How about you, Pete? Anything crazy?
I really like, was it Waffles? He's moving around the. Did you see the video with moving around the things in the game world? Bringing back fortifications from Battlefield 5. Yeah, and I think that's got some decent potential there, because I think he's looking at the user interface and how we can get the user interface working for that. And I thought that was, I mean, just this. I know again it was one of those things we spoke about. Can we move things around in real time? Well, clearly we can. And again, that really does show some cool potential. If somebody can wrap their head around the scripting properly and get things moving in the right place at the right time, we could see some crazy things. But yeah, for me, that it's what it's been for me is it's really good to see everybody alive and coming up with all these wonderful things. And I think just if we're seeing all this stuff in the space of 2 days, what we're going to see in a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks from now, when people have really had the time, because these things, they take a long time to do. You know, I was just listening to you talk about the spawn points, TheOzzy, and even in my domination mode now, it will work, but the spawn points, they're going to take some serious work. But just solving that is a problem in itself. Once it's solved, we can pass it on to everybody else, and they can take it from there, I guess. But yeah, been some good stuff this week. Good work.
Indeed, and more to come. And I love seeing the community step up and blow up this last week. I also love that Portal is getting attention from some bigger content creators on YouTube, and it really helps getting the word out about how cool Portal is, and attracts all sorts of people making maps and modes and code and plugins. And yeah, I love seeing the community thrive in this way. So everybody keep it up, guys. Well, I've been closing off each episode so far with a call to action, because we really do want to hear from you. Send us your Portal modes, creations, clips, so we can get the word out how cool Portal is and what it is capable of. And also, we'd like to take this time to announce the first Portal Jam for BF6, which will focus on creating unique maps. So no recreations. Unique maps. And look on our socials or check out the Discord for more details on that. We're bfportal.gg and at bf_portal_hub on X and on YouTube. And if you enjoyed the show, hit that follow or subscribe button and share it with your squad. Until next time, keep building, keep experimenting, and have fun with the Portal Jam. Later.
Bye-bye.